Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back. Once again, another reaction for you guys. Today, guys, of course, we are checking out the newest episode of The Flash. This is Season 7, Episode 6 of The Flash. The one with the 90s. That's the title. That's an interesting title. I'm not really sure what that's referring to, but okay, the one with the 90s. The last episode had so much going on in it. It was insane. Like, me and the ghost were watching it. We were like, holy crap, like, they're throwing so much into this episode. It felt like 2 episodes in one, essentially. There's less episodes this season, so it kind of makes sense that when we have, we're going to have more big episodes like that, I think, because we have less time to tell stories or whatever. You're probably wondering, where is the ghost? Right off camera over there taking a nap. She's had a rough couple days, headaches at work and everything, so she's taking a break this week, and that's completely fine. But I really enjoyed, and she really enjoyed the last episode because there were so many cool things involved, like just this new meta, essentially, but then we found out that it's the manifestation of whatever force, I think it's like the mind force or something force, that was causing everybody basically to have their worst fears shown to them. We got a Reverse Flash appearance, Savitar appearance, but mainly his fear was seeing the Speed Force manifestation of his mother, along with, you know, Iris and everybody else knocked out, and Iris having that really dark line, you know, my death is also the death of our children, or something like that. Basically, I butchered that, but basically that's kind of what it was, and holy crap, that was a dark line. So I'm really excited to check out to see what they're going to do in this episode. The one with the 90s, I have no idea, but I'm really enjoying this new arc and seeing what these new forces are going to be in terms of, besides the Speed Force, to see what they're going to be developing. So I'm really excited. So it's starting now, guys. I'm going to stop rambling. Let's get into now. New Flash. Let's go. Maybe see the Speed Force as a threat?
The actual all-encompassing
Yes.
Could we use this to follow the other forces? Perhaps find them before they find us?
That would be good.
It's great, yeah. This will really give the place some
It's really cool how they're able to get them both in the same shot.
Coffee and a cronut. Coffee and a cronut. Actually, you know, this
They're going to a lot of jitters more often.
What?
Oops.
Where's the vet? We've just been under the dome.
Under the dome.
By this time tomorrow, Barry will be back to his old self, healed.
Willing? Because you're saying it. I don't know if it will.
At that blockbuster video that doesn't exist anymore.
What?
And get this,
1998.
that we are stuck in the 90s.
So the title now makes sense.
So there's a new force in town. And
Yeah, there's 3 more, so yeah.
Rest in peace, Ultrafax 4000. We gotta blend in.
Blend in.
Kick it up a notch.
Uh-oh. Oh my god. Oh my god.
In 23 years, I'll be like everyone else in this dumb high school. A zombie. Totally dead.
A zombie. Did they... Is that him? Don't be whack. We don't talk like your dad. What? I'm 7, Predator? Oh. That was a good time. So it's restarted the whole day?
It's like being hugged by warm, loving arms.
Like his mom
His mother made it
before,
for him.
yeah. His dad?
He's my dad.
Hmm.
I'm the last person you'd want to help right now.
Oh.
Look, whatever happened, tomorrow my dad dies. In a car accident on his way to some big... What if you're here for a reason?
Maybe, yeah.
This could be your chance to talk to your dad.
I never took into account how much his mother's death might still
It does.
What have I done? You're not causing him pain. You're giving him a gift.
Yeah. Because he's seeing his mom again, in a way.
John Boyega,
Oh my god.
the clerk at the tech shop, said that you
Hey.
about the last one. Do you have kids, Mr. Boyega? If you do someday, you'll understand. Wait, so why not just give it to him? Everything I do is for him. He's the reason I get out of bed in the morning.
Different perspective on his dad now.
I care about your work because I'm just a man trying to do the right thing. Make my son proud. Yeah, this
Probably
is
should have hugged him. Yeah, but I mean, understandable.
Pops and I built it together.
Nice.
Because whoever you two are, you don't belong here. I came back to the past because I have no future. That's weird. Because your future looks great to me.
Oh, he was playing.
Can somebody please tell me what this group...
So it's not just me.
Nope. Okay, back to the opening. So I guess he's so angry that time's going out of whack. I mean, it makes sense, all the different outfits. It's a cool shot.
This new force is rewinding time at random. We can't stop it.
There's a way.
If we get... But your future's still a ring. I hate your future.
He's trying to talk to him like how he talked to his dad.
I saw that my dad worked hard to give me a better life. And once I saw that, it helped me let go of that pain deal. So I get to decide what happens from now on.
That's not what he meant. That's not what he meant. Not what he meant.
Theon's only just now starting to realize the full scope of his powers.
Yeah, unfortunately.
It's like he's the opposite of the Speed Force. He's the still Force, which I guess would make where's the Strength Force.
Mm-hmm.
You should stay with us tonight, right, Barry?
Yeah. Yeah.
She's here for Killer Frost.
I was wondering what he's doing there.
That's not who I am anymore.
Well, yeah. There you guys have it, episode 6 of season 7 of The Flash. Overall, pretty solid stuff. There were some dramatic things within this episode in terms of Chester that I wasn't expecting, but I'll get to that in a second. Right away, I want to say this. It was noticeable that Barry wasn't in this episode. Now, of course, he was at the end, and they found a story reason for him to be gone throughout this episode in terms of all of the action and all the stuff happening leading up to the kind of wrap-up of the episode, if you will. But it was noticeable. I kind of wish he was in it, but maybe Grant needed some time off. I'm not really sure, but it is what it is. We have these episodes from time to time where the Flash is just gone for a bit. So we mainly focus on Cisco and Chester going through the 90s for the majority of it in terms of getting stuck in the 90s, and there was a loop thing, which is pretty crazy. And then everybody else at Star Labs for a bit, and then we're seeing this also B-plot with Speed Force Nora talking to Iris and basically learning more about Barry, maybe more than she realized, and kind of understanding how intense it is and how it's actually a good, not a bad memory, and it's a good thing that he sees you as his mother versus another, person, or just as its normal form, the Speed Force, because it actually gives him hope and it puts him in a better place. Now, there's one thing I want to mention about this, because I noticed it. When Iris offered Speed Force Nora to stay the night at the house, they both walked away, and Barry was like looking at them, and I don't know, it just seemed kind of off. Did you guys notice that? I definitely noticed it. I'm not really sure what's happening there. But before we get to the Chester and Cisco stuff, which was the majority of it, the B plot, like I was mentioning, was really interesting with Speed Force Nora, because when she was swaddled by the blanket his mom made him, and seeing the family photo, it really hit home for her to realize how important his mother's death is to Barry. And Barry's mother's death, it's everything. And then even his dad's death during season 2 against Zoom, it really is impactful for him. So, yeah. But it's not like a bad thing. He kind of embraces the fact that he gets to kind of see his mom again, and he really... It's not seen as a negative way. And I'm glad that was kind of brought up, because I don't think they brought it up that much before, the fact that she's taken on the appearance of his mother. So, I mean, they've brought it up before, obviously, but I don't think in this context, and not talking to Barry about it, talking to Iris about it. So that was interesting. So let's talk about the majority of the episode, which was Cisco and Chester. So they're in another town over, and they get stuck in this 90s loop, a 1998, I believe, 1998, because what they called Time God, or as the Still Force, the embodiment of the Still Force, which is in the comics, but they had that scene with Cisco naming off the Still Force, the Sage Force, and the Strength Force. So we had this Time God, as they were calling him, repeated the same day again. The first time they go through it, they're like, what the hell's going on? And then, of course, we see the same guy with the shirt walking when it got repeated the day. So everyone's under the illusion of the 90s, because they talked to that one guy and he broke out, and they thought he was the embodiment of the Still Force, and no, that's not the case. But then it re-looped and started over again. It was one of these, football guys or basketball guys, or what? I think it's basketball. But anyways, not important. So that's, I was quite surprised, but seeing them dress up in the 90s and kind of playing the role as high school kids was pretty funny. But then we get to some emotional stuff with Chester I wasn't expecting. So they're in the store, they're going to buy this piece they need in order to basically create the device that they can stop and get rid of this whole barrier, stuck in the Still Force, that the Still Force embodiment of the Still Force created. As they call it, the Time God. It's Chester's dad. The day before Chester's dad died is when the loop is happening. So, she's sleeping. And I was surprised when he walked in to talk to his dad that his dad didn't recognize him. Because, I don't know how old Chester was in the 90s. I'm guessing he was a little too young for him to realize he's talking to his son. But I think it was a good moment for the character, because when it was revealed, the kind of mic drop moment, if you will. I guess not really a mic drop, more of like a big reveal. Big reveal. That's a better way to say it, not a mic drop. That's what I'm thinking. It's been a long day. The big reveal that his dad dies the day after in the loop that they're in the 90s was, oh, okay, I wasn't expecting that. And then when him talking to his dad, and then he sees a different perspective, because he had one perspective he told Cisco about his dad. And then he talks to his dad and finds out, actually, he did everything because of his son, for his son, and teaching him how to search through trash to find, treasure that people deem trash. I don't know, and basically teaching him how to be resourceful and to think on his feet and kind of problem solve. So it's kind of smart in a way. And then him we didn't see a lot of it, but he spent the day with his dad working and creating, the, I guess, part from scratch or whatever, and they were able to make it work. It didn't do anything to the Still Force embodiment, but it's still, they at least tried. And him talking to the guy who's the embodiment of the Still Force, I think that was interesting direction in terms of Chester, because the device was destroyed, so he had to give kind of a speech, because he heard his dad give this really, emotional, talk with his son, that he doesn't know his son, of why he did what he did and what he was doing for his son. So it was nice at the end of the episode where Chester was actually, I guess he's working on the device that his father never finished or never created, that he had plans for. So that's really good. I also liked how Joe at the end of the episode, when they all were in Star Labs in different eras, clothes-wise, that was pretty funny. And seeing a dinosaur at the beginning of the episode, and then the dinosaur, you see it again, and kind of how it all comes back, because it's 24 hours earlier or whatever, then we see it again happening in the current time. And all the different stuff happening, basically time was going crazy within Central City. But Joe going to Frost to tell her, hey, this liaison, because at first I'm like, why are we focused on Frost right now? As soon as Joe walked in, I'm like, he's probably going to mention this to her, because I don't think they had the time before, when they were in the same room together, to kind of go, oh, by the way, this person's after you. So I'm glad they brought that up, because that was a big moment to me in the last episode, Fear Me, where the liaison reveals, I'm after this meta, Frost. So I'm hoping that this is going to get resolved in some sort of fashion. Maybe not right away, but the fact is they're really pushing this storyline where Frost is basically being hunted down and telling her to lay low. She's like, I ain't going to do that. No, she's going to come at me full force. I'm like, I don't think this is smart, but okay, whatever. Like, she's going to do what she wants. It's kind of how she is. You know, she's going to do whatever she wants to do, and she's not going to stop because someone's hunting her down. That's how Frost is. I liked also how Caitlin and Frost were in the apartment, and they were, like, trying to decorate and put different things up because they have very different personalities. I think my prediction is either they're going to stay separate for a reason, a big reason, because, well, Frost doesn't want to merge back, or maybe something's going to bring them together to the point where they have to merge back as one. It's probably going to be easier on Daniel Panabaker, who plays Frost and Caitlin, you know, both of them, so probably just make it easier just to play one version instead of having to do the scene twice, basically playing as two different characters, essentially. So, yeah, overall, like I said, pretty solid. Just kind of wish the Flash was in it, but the story-wise, they could have found a way to have Barry in it, but maybe Grant Gustin needed time off. So, it is what it is. What did you guys think of this episode of The Flash? I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, let me know in the comment section below, guys. Talk to you guys soon. Peace out.